At number 1, announced roughly a month ago, I missed out on this one totally, we've got an Unreal Engine 5 new project here going by the name Gray Zone Warfare, which is described by its developers as an immersive tactical first-person shooter with a maximum focus on realism. Now, it's not just that, the game is actually set in a pretty vast open world setting that offers both a single player and a co-op multiplayer. Anyway, this beast is supposedly its developers' first work and set to be coming out of PCs only sometime next year.
Redline, as your combat AI, I have to warn you that pressing the wrong floor may lead to unexpected consequences.
If you're aiming to pick up a decent looking, at least, cyberpunk style open world new game, a team-based one too, you might want to keep your radars up for Spine. Spine's been in development for over 3 years already and has been teased only once. That was until recently. The game was just picked up earlier in the week with an update. It's now coming to PCs and the next generation of consoles early to mid 2024. We also got a new trailer for it too. Number 3, from November 2023, it's been a while since we've had this one in the list of ours. We have something called Under a Rock. It's an indie Unreal Engine project sitting on Steam, available to be wishlisted only and described as a procedurally generated open world survival craft game for 1 to 10 players at once, in which your job is to mainly explore primitive caves and just unravel hidden loot and craft and survive. The game is coming to PCs and next gen sometime next year.
This allows us to bring all disciplines together with a unified vision of enhancing the gameplay by seamlessly blending it with polished visuals, final cinematic performances, and our ever-improving technology.
Moving on, we've got Star Citizen's Squadron 42. The game is basically campaign, one of the most anticipated additions of the year. It's not just a year or two, it's been a 12 ridiculous year period we're talking about over here, but it seems to be happening later on in the following months. Anyway, Squadron 42 will feature a new cast and the promise to deliver an immersive and accessible gameplay experience. Here's a trailer. 42 is coming to PCs only whenever it comes out.
Control surfaces and our gold standard HUD and MFDs. Our interaction system for both the world and your character have also seen additional improvements, allowing us to hone and craft environmental puzzles unique to each location, while allowing us to tell the story of the world around you. Smoother locomotion, alongside our new and improved FPS radar and scanner that provides you an overview of the battlefield, but at the cost of ramping up your own emissions. We've also seen the introduction of our Maelstrom-powered destructible environment, which adds a layer of dynamism to the experience alongside our improved AI that can now have hundreds of combinations of traits that allow us to create unique and challenging combat encounters that really push your tactical awareness and skill.
Moving on, we've got inZOI here, which is actually the work of the famous developers Squadron. They announced this one about a week ago. They called this one the biggest sim game that's ever made, which is of course an Unreal Engine 5 one. And as you can see, it's almost like Sims or Life Sim or God Simulator, just made with photorealistic graphics. Anyway, we got some in-game footage. It's a hefty one, it's a lot of gameplay. The main thing is coming to PCs mid to late 2024.
So easy does it now go? Look up to the stars, remember when we were chasing cars and breaking friends. Everything was sunshine, good times, nothing but blue skies. Way back when. Nothing but blue skies.
Emerging suddenly from the sea, we meet the giant Talos, who appears for the first time in this game, and who you will have to figure out how to stop.
You'd be happy to know the sequel to the much-awaited Dragon's Dogma is now coming out next year, and on March 22nd. That is on PCs, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X only, so to speak. Developers are considering to bring mainly more of the same, very similar to the original, with just better graphics and of course a new story. Anyway, we got a new trailer for it here, the testing that is taking place right now.
We shall halt it together!
It seems to me there are plenty of places our feet might find purchase on its hulking prey.
Let us do whatever we can to slow it down. It might prove futile, but it is better than watching on in despair. A puppet with a penchant for destruction is a nuisance nobody asked for. Let us be rid of it.
Indeed. And where is it bound, I wonder?
Left unhindered, it will trample the world entire, but not on our watch. Let us attack with the full sum of our strength. We must try to delay its course by any means.
You asked me about my good luck charm. Remember?
S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2 Heart of Chernobyl will release around March next year too. Finally, a company that we got more in-game footage. I mean, we did last week. The game is still a Microsoft exclusive, as it was the case with the main game too. And for those of you who missed it, it's a survival open-world horror shooter that happens to be the second most anticipated and most awaited game of 2024.
Reminded me that we used to be puppets.
I took just one awkward step, and my whole world plunged into darkness. I'm sorry, Strider.
That was the day the psi fields were turned off. Suddenly, the voice of Monolith was gone. I felt as if I was awakening from a years-long coma. And through the scope, I saw the body of an unknown soldier fall.
We had a simple choice. Sit back and just wait for another super emission, or take a chance and get control of the anomalous energy.
Only I didn't choose that path. unlike you.
What if we could build a world? What would we do if we could start again? What would we create?
At number 8, we've got another most anticipated open world game, here going by the name Everywhere, which is a AAA on Unreal Engine 5 project that's also in development for over 4, almost 5 years. Here's an update on that one. Finally, the words out of the company, and I quote, "It's a multi-world gaming experience that seamlessly blends gameplay, adventure, creativity, and discovery."
Come to life. Come with me and build what's never been built. Our reality. Our friends. Your imagination. Time for a new world. Let's build it.
よしよしよしよし、いい子だ。いったい！
Look guys, Lucky Track and Infinite Wealth will launch both physically and digitally for the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X PCs, and the past generation of consoles too, on January 26 now. Sega came out and announced that Ichiban and Kazuma this time go on a larger-than-life adventure across Japan and Hawaii, where you will experience one-of-a-kind combat with dynamic, fast-paced role-playing battles, where the battlefield becomes your weapon itself. You know, it's gonna be much more interactive in gameplay. This is how it looks. We just got a new trailer for it.
Yes!
And watch as your dream home unfolds, just the way you like it. In fact, you can customize the whole island to your heart's content.
Mainframe Industries at number 10 just revealed more plans on Pax Dei. Some of you might remember this was an action RPG MMO the folks have been cooking for over 4 years now, and they just showed off more of the combat. The game's key features promise an alpha testing, which is I believe happening right now, for everybody on Steam. That said, the game will eventually come out to PCs as well, exclusively. That's going to be around mid-2024, and whatever you're watching right now is actually in-game work in progress. Anyway, so it looks.
Our world is in chaos. The gods and their armies of the dead seek to rule over everything we call home.
Number 11, from almost a year ago since reveal, we've got here once again Flintlock Message of Dawn. This is a open world action RPG with a mix of melee and a lot of old school Flintlock based weapons where you have to put spark on the gun itself. I mean, that's just what the game suggests. Anyway, Flintlock was originally planned for a late 2022 release, and now it's going to be coming out in about a few months into 2024. To PCs, PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X, also the past generation of consoles. Apparently, as a character itself, you not only use the history accurate weapons, you also have the ability to freeze time, and you are a demigod. Coming from the same team who brought Dave the Diver, that's probably the most amazing game of last year. Number 12, we have something called Nakwon. This is a third-person view zombie apocalypse stealth survival in which you experience a new form of post-apocalypse life. That's actually what the folks are selling here, basically. It's a survival, resource management PvPvE where zombies and survivors coexist, like the Walking Dead show. Just check it out in case you missed it. Moving on to number 13, we have Vampire Dynasty. You can probably tell already it's a cloned off of the upcoming Vampire Masquerade Bloodline. The difference happens to be huge though. It is a story-heavy game that actually follows a comic-style first entry, which is by the way in Turkish. Anyway, the difference between this and the Vampire Masquerade is that this one is in third person, supports co-op play, and is set in an open world as a vampire life sim. Check it out in case you missed it.
Awaken on a floating island as a seeker. Your goal is to explore a serene fantasy realm of ancient wonders and natural beauty, solve its mysterious puzzles, and unveil the secrets of the islands.
Coming as its developer's almost first work, following a couple of other very small games, Islands of Insight here is a shared world puzzle adventure game set in a massive world where your job is mostly solving puzzles and unlocking new areas. It's quite a bit inspired by the Phoenix Rising, the game from last year. The difference here is that there's basically no combat. This game is coming to PCs only February 2024.
Thoughtfully crafted to be relaxing, challenging, and satisfying to solve for newcomers and seasoned puzzle fans. There is no linear path in Islands of Insight. You choose where to go, which puzzles to solve, and in what order, all at your own pace. You can solve puzzle quests to unlock new areas in the campaign, or explore the main island, an expansive open world where most of the puzzles and secrets are found. Wander around the sublime landscapes on foot, or glide above them. Our shared world allows for seamless interactions and collaboration between players. You can interact with others for a bit of guidance, or you can play entirely on your own. This is your adventure.